The second concept that needs to be clarified is that retail services is not the same as selling one's own goods. Another important point, which is often confused, is the retail services in Clause 35. General trademark applicants often have a big misunderstanding of retail services. They think that selling their own goods to consumers meets the definition of retail services, but actually this is not the case. If a business only sells its own goods to consumers, no matter it is self-produced or distributed by an agency, this situation can only be regarded as the trademark used on the goods, and it cannot be regarded as retail services for the specific goods, because the retail of this business is only a part of the action of selling on goods. It lacks the concept of providing services for others, mentioned earlier. The so-called retail service should be a service of gathering goods from various brands for consumers to browse and purchase. It contains the concept of services provided for consumers, that is, others. Let's take a look at a few examples below. If the applicant runs a watch shop and displays various brands of watches for consumers to purchase, then, because this type of business is a retail service of specific goods, it is recommended to designate the service retailing of watch. If the applicant operates a department store with various brand counters and a store for consumers to purchase various kinds of goods, since this type of business is a retail service of comprehensive merchandise, it is recommended to designate the service department stores. If the applicant operates an online shopping mall on his website with various brand stores for consumers to purchase various goods, since this type of business is a retail service of comprehensive merchandise, it is recommended to designate the service online shopping. Finally, let me summarize the above key points mentioned for you. First, all service items imply the concept of providing services for others. Second, do not designate the classes of services that you will not use to avoid being revoked in the future due to non-use for 3 consecutive years or 5 years. Every trademark applicant should perceive the concept of the designation of trademark classification of service, so as to correctly designate the class of service and use the trademark correctly on the service.